MNS Chief's double standards, which now stands exposed. Maharashtra Nirman Sena Chief Raj Thackeray is mum on the thuggery that has been seen on the part of his workers, MNS workers, for days together now. But lecturing on the clashes that were seen in the assembly, Raj Thackeray says what has happened to Maharashtra. Thackeray's selective outrage over the violence, his workers go on a rampage. However, he is absolutely mum about that. In fact, he's encouraged it indirectly in the past as well. As far as the assembly in Maharashtra is concerned, it saw a fair amount of ruckus, to which Raj Thackeray says, amusing rather, what has happened to the state of Maharashtra. Remember, there was ruckus that was seen in the assembly in the state of Maharashtra that Raj Thackeray is talking about. However, the kind of show that has been put up by his own party workers, by MNS workers, going on a complete rampage in different parts of Mumbai is something that Raj Thackeray chooses to not talk about or acknowledge. There have been clashes between BJP MLA and NCP Sharad Pawar faction leader that was seen in the state of Maharashtra within the assembly. This is something that Raj Thackeray is referring to. Vidya is getting in more details on that. Vidya, the selective outrage in the part here of Raj Thackeray that we're seeing, isn't it?
Well, Raj Thackeray has raised his voice with regards to the fact that there has been an incident of, you generally don't see MLAs and their men actually fighting it out. This fight has been happening in the Vidhan Sabha premises, and that's something that has shocked everyone. And that's one of the reasons why Raj Thackeray is reacting to this, saying that it will not be very surprising that in the future we'll have murderers in the Vidhan Bhavan, assuming this is now becoming the norm of beating up people. And why should people who are Maharashtrians, who speak Marathi, why should they fight amongst themselves? Is something that he's questioning. Also, remember, he's that he has to address some people with Mira Road today. He will be the entire incident over the Marathi language had taken place. So probably with that angle as well, he has put out a social media post right now.
All right, Vidya getting in those details, telling us about Raj Thackeray's reaction to the tamasha that was seen in the Maharashtra Assembly overnight, where there's been high drama and ruckus in the Assembly, where MLA Jitendra Awad and also a BJP MLA Gopichand Padalkar had clashed. Vidya, in fact, continues to be with us. Vidya, as far as the situation within the Assembly is concerned, talk to us about what's going on right now, given that this tamasha carried on overnight as well, isn't it? Details are of what Raj Thackeray has said in connection with the kind of tamasha that was seen at the protest that was seen in the Maharashtra Assembly. There was a ruckus between a BJP MLA and an NCP Sharad Pawar faction MLA. They were the protesters demanding, in fact, the release of an activist there. It all started and it blew out, completely went, in fact, it blew out of proportion with both of these leaders within the assembly engaging in a war of words. Essentially, this is what Raj Thackeray is referring to, but what we are telling you about is the kind of selective outrage on the part of Raj Thackeray. Vidya is back with us. Vidya, as far as the situation in the assembly is concerned, talk to us about what happened and how this tamasha carried out overnight as well. Of course, that video has since gone completely viral, isn't it?
This entire incident really began on Wednesday with a very minor issue. It was nothing that should have really, gone past anyone. But then just because someone had opened a door on and the other party was hit by while the door was being opened up, that is the reason why what is being said, which escalated on Thursday between the two political parties, that is the BJP's Padalkar MLA and the Jitendra Awad Sharad Pawar faction leader, who is from the NCP. Between these two factions, there was a fist fight that actually went viral, and of course we did see that the police detained one of the Sharad Pawar faction leader who was also Awad's worker. I mean, Dilip Deshmukh was, detained, and that infuriated the Sharad Pawar faction leaders further. And we did see Awad, stage a protest outside the Marine Drive police station yesterday. And also then he headed to Azad Maidan police station, and then he went to the JJ hospital as well. So, we did get to know that at the end, the person was only detained, and he was later actually taken to the hospital because he was feeling unwell. Apparently, according to Awad, his Dilip Deshmukh had been operated upon, and because he was assaulted, he was feeling the pain, and that led to entire incident of escalation of this entire issue last night. But yes,
be with us, Vidya. I'll come back to you. In fact, Krishna Hegde from the Shiv Sena is with us. Krishna Hegde, how do you respond to this selective outrage on the part of the MNS chief here, with Raj Thackeray condemning and talking about what's happening within the assembly? However, he seems to be absolutely okay with the gundagirdi that his party workers put up.
See, first of all, let me tell you that all of us are condemning what happened in the assembly, including the Honorable Chief Minister, and he has directed the speakers of both the houses to take appropriate action as the Vidhan Bhavan comes under the jurisdiction of both the speakers, that is of the Vidhan Sabha and also of the Vidhan Parishad. And therefore, I'm sure that action will be taken against them.
Okay.
Also, senior ministers have spoken to both the factions, that is the Gopinath Padalkar and the Jitendra Awad. They've spoken to both the leaders. Both Jitendra, I think Awad has spoken about it, and Padalkar has himself apologized for the incident.
Okay, understood. But what about Raj Thackre's selective outrage? Krishna Hegde.
No, I don't think it is a selective outrage, because I think everyone is upset with what has happened. However, regarding his own party workers, he has also said not to be provoked and take law into their own hands. And the state government is also very firm that if anyone takes law into their own hands, they will be dealt with severely. And wherever the complaint has been filed by those who have been, a target of the attacks, the arrests have been made by the police.
Okay.
So it's not like the state government is keeping mum on anything. However, it is for Raj Thackeray ji also to control his party workers eventually.
But he does the opposite often. He's doing the opposite.
No, he has already said. He has already said in his speech the other day that you should not be provoked and take law into your own hands unless it is absolutely someone is provoking you. And I think for any agitation, when it filters down, there are always some small sparks flying, and I think
let me also bring in Shaina NC. Shaina NC, your response to the fact that there's been, the kind of tamasha that we've seen inside the Maharashtra assembly, but here we have, Raj Thackeray condemning what happened within the assembly, but there seems to be some amount of selective outrage, where he seems to be only condemning what's happening inside the assembly, but the fact that his workers are going on a rampage is something that he fails to kind of acknowledge or condemn.
Isn't it ironical? You have an altercation that starts with a verbal spat outside the assembly building yesterday, and you have supporters who exchanged all kinds of expletives. This is a sad moment and a sad day for Maharashtra, because whether it is Padalkarji's Karyakartas or Awadji's Karyakartas, the fact is that it was a shocking video where you had two groups pumping each other. And, if we say Parliament is the temple of democracy, clearly our temple of democracy in Maharashtra is the Vidhan Bhavan. So at the outset, let me please say that we need to condemn this incident in totality. But look at the irony of the situation. You have Raj Thackeray ji sermonizing when he has his Karyakartas all over the city taking law into their hands in full-blown physical violence, and is talking about, how this is the most unfortunate day. Please, actions speak louder than words.
Right.
People know. Everyone has condemned this incident.